Hey everybody, welcome back to the Awful Gaming channel. I'm your host, Captain Awf, and today we're going to be playing another exciting episode of Disgaea 5. The last episode, we just, started a new game, watched that fantastic opening cutscene, went over a few of the most basic of basic mechanics. There's a lot to this game, so I'll continue explaining different mechanics and gameplay options as they become available instead of just trying to break everything down all at once. On this episode, we're going to cover a few more things. We're going to play a few more levels, grind a little bit. I want to create a couple more characters. So without further ado, let's jump right into this character interaction that Seraphina has for us. Cerkilia, you don't know anything. You couldn't ask for more than to be allowed to be by my Wow, I cannot read today. You couldn't ask for more than to be allowed to be by the side of the wealthiest and most beautiful woman in the universe. Why am I getting yelled at? I suppose I must show you how fortunate you are, Cerkilia. Prinny. Did you call Madame Seraphina, dude? Aren't you happy that you became my servant? Of course, every day is simply a repetition of regrets, dude. Next. What's up, dude? Answer truthfully, aren't you happy to be serving me? That's a funny joke, dude. Next. And so, one after another, the Prinnies became flowers scattered across the battlefield. Poor Prinnies. And we have another event. Like I said in the last video, I'm kind of obligated to do these because as you progress the game story, you'll get new events, which it's not something that you can like go back and view ones you missed. So if we don't do them as they pop up, we're gonna miss them. So for the sake of, like completionists and the people out there that might want to see this kind of stuff, I'm going to go ahead and just do them as they pop up. For people that just want to see me doing levels and killing stuff, I'm sorry. There will be plenty of that. So just bear with me as we, get through this. About that battle. Oh, is something bothering you? Was it really your first fight ever? Of course it's true. I make the Prinnies carry anything that's heavier than a cake. Taking into consideration, you handle those pistols pretty well. Whatever. For the upcoming battles, you should gain experience that you can protect yourself. Not doing the laugh. There's no need to worry. I've already got that covered. I've already reached master level when it comes to combat. What kind of joke is that? Madame Seraphina, take this, dude. Too easy. So what do you think, Cerkilia? How is my progress? Let's leave your progress aside for now. That Prinny looks to be unconscious. Worry not. I hit him with the back of my sword. A hit with the back of the sword with a gun. That's master level in its own way. Alrighty, so we have just a little bit more of Seraphina's narcissism, her I'm the best, look at me, I'm so good attitude. That's just who she is. So, regarding the last episode, something I forgot to do was to heal my characters up. As you can see, Seraphina and little Mini-Me took a few hits. They're not at full health here. So what you do in between levels, your characters are not automatically healed in between levels. You have to manually go to the Netherworld Hospital and have your characters healed. When you do that, you can either go down the list individually and click the button, and it automatically heals their HP and SP for a cost. I'm not at 100% sure the calculations, but I think it's 1 heal per HP, and then I think 2, maybe 4 heal per SP. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to double check on that. So you could either go down the list and boom, one at a time, heal them up. It shows at the right side of the screen how much it would cost to heal that individual character, or you could press the square button, which is the more convenient method, to instantly heal all of your party members if you have the funds available to do so. Now, healing and reviving characters is something that you get rewarded for in this game. You know, most games, anybody who's played anything like Fire Emblem or maybe the older Tactic Ogres game, where you're penalized if a character dies, it's permadeath, or you know, if you don't revive them before a timer goes down, then it's permadeath. Disgaea is not like that. A character can die and get revived any number of times, and you actually accrue points that you gain rewards from the Netherworld Hospital for doing so. So we haven't earned any of them yet. You can see at the bottom my totals. We've healed a total of 76 health, 27 SP, and 0 revives so far. As we accrue more healing in those categories, we will be able to claim various rewards. And those rewards are anything from high-level healing items to stat boosting equipment, just different stuff like that. So, you know, while you don't want your entire party to get wiped out in the middle of a level because, you know, haha, game overs, you will get a certain kind of bonus for taking damage and healing between levels. So it's just another thing that adds to the grind. You gotta go out, you gotta do levels, you get beat up, you come back, you heal, you get presents. It's, you know, it all works out. Another mechanic we're going to check real quick that opened up at the end of the other video is the quest board over here. This guy's useful in various ways. So we're going to talk to this guy. He's going to tell us about the quests. So a quest is basically an optional task that you can perform. It could be anything from killing a specific number of a certain type of enemy to collecting a certain number of a specific kind of item, anything like that. To get to be able to recruit, to be able to create new types of generic characters, be they humanoid or monster type, you actually have to meet certain requirements in the quest board. So this is where we will unlock all of our classes for generic units. Like right here, you can see Stealing Specialist reward is recruitable Thief. This would let us unlock the Thief class. And the goal to do that is to master a Brawler rank 2 or better. So to unlock the Thief class, we would have to create a Brawler, which is the monk, the martial arts fighters. I don't think it matters between being male or female, it just has to be that class. And we would have to level their rank up to tier 2 to unlock Thief. Now, ranks and character levels are different things, so let's explain that real quick since I brought it up. If you go to the status menu, and that's a lot of numbers, and we'll get into a lot of this stuff later, but for right now, we're going to... There we go. We're going to go to right here. No. We're going to go to right here. There we go. Class proficiency shows what class the character is. Right now, you know, he's a warrior. That's what he is. His class is fighter, which is under the, you know, warrior generic branch. And you can see the little stars over there to the side, how his first star has barely just a little bit of green filled underneath it. That is his class proficiency. As a character performs any actions, be they physical attacks, using spells, items, whatever, they will accrue a portion of class proficiency. Whenever they fill up one of those stars and level up that class, they will unlock and advance to the next tier of that class. What that does is will increase their base stats, it will increase their aptitudes, which affects how well they can use various equipments and armors and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a low tier Pokemon mechanic where, you know, you do more of something, you level up your class, and suddenly you're just a little bit better at everything. There are 6 tiers. Well, there's 6 unlockable tiers, so that's 7 tier total. And when you first create a character, of course, you're locked to the first tier, and you have to grind any given class to unlock the next stages of that class. To unlock the more advanced generic classes, you'll eventually have to level up multiple tiers of other classes. Let's see if I have any here that's like that. So Magical Warrior right here is a good one. That's a pretty advanced class. And to unlock this class, you have to have a fighter at rank 3 or better and a mage at rank 3 or better. So the Magic Knight is kind of a split physical magic unit. It's a physical oriented character that can use elemental attacks and elemental spells. But to unlock that class, you have to level up the fighter and mage classes to level 3. So, we're not going to be unlocking any of the classes in the first chapter. We're just not going to get that much experience. So we'll come back to those later. Other quests that are easier to do are these not glowy green ones down here at the bottom. They're easier to do, but usually just give you generic rewards. Like this one right here wants us to kill 3 martial artists, and the reward for doing that would be just a straight up 1000 hell bonus. As we need hell to unlock, to recruit, create more characters and buy equipment, that's one that we're going to go ahead and take real quick. So we can go to a level that has martial artists, and once we kill 3 of them, we can come back and claim that reward. So yes, we want to do that. There's not really anything else that I want to take at the moment, but every time you do a level and you come back, there's a chance of the generic quests being like shuffled, refreshed. So it's always a good idea to do a quest, come back, or do a level, come back and check the quest board, pick up any quests that are easy to do, something you can knock out real quick. You can have a total of 10 active at any time, so grab a few that you can do, come over here, do a level or 2, and do whatever tasks are needed to complete the quest. It's a back and forth process, back and forth, constantly doing something, winning something, gaining something. So with that under our belt, let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of it and go to the next level.
To go, dude?
So these are the remnants of Blood Parch.
Even though it's what Sir Void Dark ordered, fighting all these pieces of crap is dulling my skills.
Then, can I take you guys on?
Looks like there are still some who seek to oppose Demon Emperor Void Dark's elite forces.
I'll give you a choice. Obey us or die.
I refuse to do both.
What?
You're mistaken if you thought all demons would grovel at your feet, lost cretin. As a matter of fact, you are the ones who will be groveling. All men are destined to serve the Overlord of Gorgeous, Seraphina.
Alright, no tutorial on this map, we just jump straight into the action. So, yeah, the map is kind of small. The earlier maps are small. They get bigger and more intricate as the game goes on. You can see we have a few small groups of enemies here. They all seem to be level 2, which our characters are level 2 to 3, so that's a pretty adequate challenge for us.
All men are my servants.
Yeah, killed him in one hit. Now, whenever a player, whenever you go to attack an enemy, you'll see a list up here that shows you what targets are available in your attack range. You'll see the gauges up there, and the percentage accuracy is pretty self-explanatory. That's your accuracy, your chance to hit. It never goes above 99% unless it's like very specific circumstances. So no matter how good your character's accuracy is, there's always that slight chance that they can still miss. The colored gauges indicate health. The blue gauge is like the total health, and the yellow is your estimated damage. So you can just kind of gauge how much damage you'll do to an enemy by going by this. So if Seraphina were to attack Gil here, this imp demon, she would do almost half of his health worth of damage. So let's go ahead and try that out. So there you go. Yeah, you look at his health bar down there, and it's just a little over half. So you can use that as a gauge when you're setting up like multiple units to attack a target, or you know, if you don't think you can kill a target in one turn, that's how you keep an eye on, you know, how much damage you're going to be doing. You'll notice me doing stuff like that, attacking boxes, cactuses, plants, you know, whatever items, objects are available on any given map. If there's no enemy in range, I'll usually have a character just, you know, hit whatever is in range. The reason for that is every attack gives your character, you know, weapon experience. So even if it's not against an actual enemy target, if it's an object, if it's just like a world object, like a cactus or a box, that character will still get weapon experience from that. So, you know, if you want to master those levels, you want to get better with a weapon, you want to learn new skills, you got to keep using the weapon. So, you know, you never want to waste an opportunity. Like this right here. There's nothing for him to attack because Killy is gonna take this healer out in one hit. So, you know, we have a cactus over here. Let's move him over here and have him, you know, grind his sword abilities on the cactus. And there we go. We only filled our gauge up to 1, so we just got the bottom 2 little rewards. We got a handful of hell for that mission.
Okay.
Killy was the MVP this time around, and that's it for that level.
Impossible! We, the Lost, were defeated? Who are you?
Could you be Red Magnus? The Overlord who has a bounty on his head? Quick! We have to call for reinforcements immediately!
Red Magnus. They mistook me for someone else.
Did they say Red Magnus?
Do you know him or something?
Yes, I do. Just thinking about him is giving me a headache. Red Magnus is the overlord of Scorching Flame, known and feared for being violence incarnate. He is boorish, has absolutely zero tact, and has less intelligence than an orc. In fact, he's got the brain of a monkey.
You must really hate that guy.
I do. The netherworlds of Scorching Flame and Gorgeous have been at each other's throats since my 7 times great-grandfather's time. I have never had a pleasant experience whenever Red Magnus has gotten involved. I don't want to ever see that man again. But I have a bad feeling.
So a little foreshadowing right there, name dropping some characters we'll meet in the future. So again, you know, we did a mission, we took a little bit of damage, our characters are, you know, not in peak condition, so we're gonna go visit the hospital. Hey, fix me up. Booyah. Alright, let's see what Seraphina wants real quick. You and Red Magnus seem to be on bad terms. What kind of guy is he? To sum it up in a word, it's musclehead. That's pretty broad. I haven't seen him in a while, but whenever that monkey gets involved in something, it always goes downhill. If possible, I would like to never see him again. You're that prejudiced against him. Seems kind of interesting to me. Other than being a musclehead, does he have any interesting characteristics? Let me see. He's 1.5 times as tall as you, Sir Killia, and with all his muscles, he weighs 4 times as much as you. His messy hair looks like a burning flame. He has an impressive looking horn and always has a cocky expression on his face. I see. There, it's done. What's done? Here it is. What? It's a sketch of the Red Magnus guy. I drew it based on your descriptions. What a unique drawing. I'm not sure if I should call it avant-garde or revolutionary. Yeah, Achilles should stick to fighting and cooking. I don't think visual art's his forte. So anyways, we have a little bit of money built up now. We have 5,100 hell, almost 5,200 hell. So we're going to go ahead and come over here to the recruiter, and we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a few new characters. We have a few things to choose from, and I think we should be able to make about 3 characters, maybe, depending on how much they actually cost when we make them. So we're real quick gonna cover our basics. I am gonna go ahead and make a new another physical fighter. We're gonna make the Valkyrie, which is the female fighter class, and I have a habit of always naming the first the female fighter character Chill. So we're gonna make Chill, and see down here you can see that we have enough hill to afford a distinguished character, which would give her 2 more bonus points than making a skilled character, but costing almost 4 times as much, which means we wouldn't be able to make any other characters. So we're not gonna go distinguished. Like I said in the last video, just to be fair to our earlier characters, we're gonna be making all of our hand-created generic characters at the skilled level. So skilled, just like the male warrior, we're going to dump all of her bonus points into HP. And you might notice, if you paid attention to when I made the male character of the class compared to the female character of the class, there are typically some very minor stat differences. Female characters tend to be faster and more accurate and have better resistances to magic attacks, while males will typically be physically stronger, have more health, but usually less speed and intelligence, because man strong but dumb, I guess. We're gonna make her at level 1, even though we could raise her to level 3. Since we're still in the first chapter, we're just gonna make her level 1.
Say, there!
And then we get to pick.
Hey! I'll do my best. I want to join. Yeah! That was a good fight. Worked up a good sweat. See? Hey! How's this?
Personally,
Go! Say!
a fan of the energetic lady fighter, so let's go with that. We have our bonus, our extra colors down here. We have the blue hair with gold clothes. We have the white hair with the maroon and black, and then we have the deep blue purplish hair with the dark green and silver. I like the white on red. I think it just kind of matches the male fighter with the hair color. They both have the whole cool guy white hair thing going on. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna click yes, and booyah, we have created our lady fighter. Not that she fights ladies, she is a lady who fights, although she will fight ladies. So I suppose in the proper situation she could be a lady fighter. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. Next on the list, if you recall, we needed a brawler to unlock the thief class. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a martial artist. And anybody that knows me knows I'm biased. So from the 2 genders we get to pick, I'm going to make the female of the class. Nobody in my server has picked the fighter class yet, so I'm just going to name her the standard name I give the female fighter class whenever I create one, which is as cliche as it could be, but we're going to name her Sakura. Again at the skilled level. Again dumping the stats into HP. Again with level 1. And then we get the 3 personality types to choose from.
Got it! Got it! Crushed!
Lively,
Say, like
tomboy,
this. Say, huh, right, huh, like this. Time for a snack.
and hungry.
I'm so hungry.
Yes, she is.
Hurry up. Crush. Got it. Got it. Got
We're
it.
going to go ahead and... Typically, I go with the tomboy martial artist, but just for shits and giggles, we're going to make her a lively wind spinner. And then from the color selections we have here, we have the dark blue hair with the lavender and purple outfit. We have the kind of brownish dirty blonde with the blue and green, and we have the red head with the red on black. And that's where we're going to go with this. So there we go. We have created Sakura. Alright, I believe we have enough money to make 2 more classes. So the next class we need to make is going to be our witch, a magic user. We'll get into class skills later. I'll explain those in more depth. Each generic class has a specific class skill that affects things they can do. And there's a wide variety of them, so we'll get into them. But the mages in particular are kind of polar opposites in a way. The male mage has a skill that makes his spells cost 50% more SP to use, but they do a little bit more damage. I don't think it's 50%. It's not like a fair trade-off. It's like 50% more SP, and they do like 25% more damage. But he does do more damage at the cost of burning through his SP way quicker. Whereas the witch, the female of the magic class, her skill has her skills cost 50% less with no damage penalty. So she can use all of her spells at normal strength for half the SP it would cost any other class to use that spell. So you get a lot more out of her per SP than you would other magic classes. And there's a lot of grinding later on in the game. There's a dungeon will unlock that's like a deep dive dungeon where it's multiple levels back to back. So having a unit that can go longer without running out of a mana pool, as opposed to somebody that just nukes their way through everything at the cost of burning up their skill points at a much higher rate, the witch is just more efficient. We did have somebody called dibs on the magic class, and I'm just shaking my head, but I'm going to go ahead and do it here. Celeste, who's somebody I've known from Discord for a while through a few groups, he said that if there was a female magic class, to go ahead and name that after him. So congratulations, Celeste, you are a witch that wears a maid outfit. As far as her stats go, magic class, shouldn't be tanking hits like the warrior classes will, so we're not going to dump it into her health. We're going to dump her bonus points straight into her intelligence, and that's because magic damage is based on intelligence, meaning a higher base intelligence stat means she will eventually get more and more intelligence as she levels up. When you create a magic class, you get to pick from one of the 3 basic elements. In the older games, you actually had different base level magicians that each had a corresponding type. You had a red mage, a green mage, and a blue mage. But in the more recent games, when you create a mage, you just get to slap whatever element you want on them. That dictates what element magic they'll learn, and also what they are resistant and weak to. You can see the percentages over here show the fire mage will have 75% resistance to fire, 25% resistance to wind, and they will be 25% weaker to ice elements. The wind, same thing. They're more resistant to wind, slightly resistant to ice, and weak to fire. And it's like Pokemon rules here. You're weak to one, you're strong to the other. We will get some other ice users eventually, so we're gonna go ahead and just make her the basic fireball, pyromancer mage. So again, with the personalities, we have airhead, naive, and wicked.
There, get to work. Don't move. There. I want some flan. Yeah. What? Don't move.
Normally I go with the naive red mage, but since this red mage is named after somebody, we're gonna give them the wicked personality because I just feel like that's what he would prefer. Again, with the outfits, we have the blonde hair with the blue dress. We have the typical goth, dark-haired with the dark outfit with the purple trim, and the just oversaturated pink on pink on pink. For the sake of this character, we're going to give them the goth look. This person in particular, their self-insert, their avatar character that they use in everything, is a white-haired character that usually wears black. So if we had a white-haired version of this character available, that's what we pick, but we don't. So we're just going to go with this one. And there we have a mage. All right, time for one more. I know this is slow going. I'm just explaining things as we go. Once all this is out of the way, we can really get into it and just like grind levels and progress the story and stuff like that. So let's just get all this stuff knocked out of the way early on. That way we don't have to deal with it in the future. Until we unlock more classes and make more generic characters. So we got cash for one more, and we're going to round out our team by making our own healer. And again, another class nobody has called dibs on, so she gets the default healer name that I've used since Disgaea 1. That was a randomly generated name that I just stuck with, and that's Berry Melon. I don't know why that stuck with me over the years, but the first Disgaea game on the PS2, I distinctly remember having a cleric and her name being Berry Melon, and just being like, huh, that's a cool name. So it's just always stuck with me. So anytime I play through, I create a healer, she's always Berry Melon. Make her skilled. Now, where offensive magic is based on intelligence stat, healing magic is actually based on the resistance stat. So you would think, oh, we're making a healer, let's dump all of her bonus points into resistance. You would think that, and you would be wrong, because eventually we're going to give her some offensive magic. So what we want to do, or what I want to do, you might want to do different, and you can do whatever you want when you play, but since she's my character, we're going to balance her resistance and her intelligence. The female cleric, I was talking about the skills earlier, you can see over there on the side, it's called an evility, with a little heart symbol over there called expert hands. That actually makes it where any healing magic she uses is double potent, and it doesn't cost any more SP to use. So if she were to use a healing spell, and another character with the exact same stats were to use the exact same healing spell, she would just do a flat double amount of healing as any other class. So we could boost her resistance to give her better healing, but she's already healing twice as much as anyone else. That's why we want to go ahead and invest those other points into her intelligence, so when we do teach her some offensive magic, she can rock that a little bit better too. Again, with the level 1, again with the personalities, we have open-minded.
Ready. Ready.
We have saintly.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me. I'm doing this. Leave it to me.
And I don't know what anybody was smoking when they named this, guys. It just is what it is. But the third personality for the female cleric is the pregnant healer.
Leave it to me. Younger. I'm gonna punch you. Here I go.
Hey, I have
Let's do this together.
No idea what
I'm a tragic heroine.
that has to do with any of her voice lines. So no, I don't want anybody messaging me. I don't want anybody being like, "Oh, pregnant healer," just no. We're gonna make her an open-minded healer. I mean, she's a demon who heals, so she's got to be pretty open-minded. Again, with the color selections, we have the gray hair with the black outfit with the green outline. We have the pink with the dark bluish, dark green. I don't know exactly what color that is. And then we have the funny, like, dead skin drowned girl blue with gray hair. I don't even know why that's a thing. We're gonna make her the pink haired. We're gonna go with this one right here. So boom. Now we have Barry Miller the healer. So that's it. That pretty much fleshes out our roster now. We have Killia and Seraphina. We have Little Mini-Me Awf. We have Chill. We have Sakura. We have Celeste. And we have Barry Mellon. We have 2 physical fighters, 3 physical fighters, counting the martial artist. We have a magic user and a healer. The thing about making new characters, though, is they come completely naked. They have no weapons, they have no armor, so in order for them to do anything of value, we have to equip them.
Welcome!
Now, we spent a little bit of money making them, so we only have 71 Hill on hand right now, which is not going to be enough to buy equipment for all of those characters. So what we need to do is go into our item menu and just sell some of this crap off. We have some items down here that we're not going to be using. These are some weapon items equipable down here. We don't have anybody that would equip bows or the skull looking things or monster weapons, and Seraphina already has a gun. So all of these down here, just boom, 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 sell them off. Make a little bit of money to buy some new stuff. Again, with the pushing square, and we can just go straight to try on, and then all we have to do is scroll through until we find the character we want to give that item to. We have a fist weapon here, which is called a thimble. We're just going to give everybody the basic equipment until we get more money. As you can see from her weapon mastery, her highest level is a B with fists. She's a martial artist. She punches things. So that's what we're going to give her. For Chill, our lady fighter, we're going to give her a spear. She's good with swords, spears, and bows. Spears aren't as outright damaging as swords, but in typical SRPG fashion, spears have the potential to hit 2 spaces away instead of directly in front of. So while it does slightly less damage than a sword of the same level, you get a little bit more range out of it. And also another perk is that spears slightly raise defense as well. So, kind of a quasi-defensive weapon there, because you can attack from some range. You get a slight defense boost. And then our magic users. Clerics and witches both use staffs. All magic users use staff weapons to increase their magic damage output. Staffs raise intelligence and resistances, so it's kind of like the spear just for magic users here. So we have cute wands and just a sticks, which is what they're going to get. They're both going to get just a stick. So there you go. You have just a stick, and I don't have enough hell to buy another one, so we have to sell a few more random things. Don't worry, I'll explain what some of this crap is eventually. Now we can buy. Still don't have enough. I didn't realize it cost that much. Ta-da! There we go. Buy just a stick. So there we go. We have a full team. Everybody's healed up. You can even see how we dump those stats into Little Mini-Me here. If you look at it, both Awf and Killia are level 4, but Little Mini-Me has slightly more health than even the main character, and Killia is a frontline fighter, so he's already pretty beefy. So that's what I was talking about. You dump all those bonus points into health, and the higher level he gets, the more you're gonna see his growth out of that. So haha, Killia, I got more health than you. everybody's equipped, everybody's good. We have a little bit longer left in the video here. I mean, we've burnt the whole video up just making characters. So let's go ahead, run over to the dimensional gate printing, and do the next level. That was just an explanation on character skills, the abilities I mentioned earlier. I've already explained that, so there's no need to read that. Every character, every unique character has an ability, and every generic class has a unique ability. It's just like a class bonus that makes that class better at doing something. Later on, we'll go into more detail and explain like what every class does, all the different abilities and stuff like that. But you know, we've already wasted enough time in this video. We really only have enough time for like 1 or 2 quick fights, so we'll cover that another day. We're gonna have everybody move around. We're gonna have some of these new characters come out and get into the mix of it. You can see the difference between just a few level makes. So Killy is level 4, the Orc's level 3, and Sakura is level 1. So again, with the damage gauge, you can see where he does, I don't know, that's probably like 80% of the total damage, whereas she's only going to do a tiny little small portion of it. But what we're going to do is move Shell into this little corner area right here, because again, her spear gives her a 2 square range, so she can actually attack diagonally, because that counts as 1, 2 squares. You know, it's like a chess game here. Not only that, but having her position next to these other 2 means that there will be a chance she'll join in with them in a team attack, which could take the Orc out before her turn even comes around. Just like that. And we still didn't manage to kill him. He's pulling the haha, I have 1 health left crap. So, screw you, dude. On top of spears, like I was mentioning the comparison earlier, staffs actually have a range of 2 for physical attacks. But why you would physically attack with a staff on a mage is beyond me. So what we actually want to do with her is have her heal Sakura real quick.
I'm scared.
While we'll have Celeste come out and throw a fireball at him.
I'll do my best.
Ta-da.
Leave it to me.
And little Mini-Me's just gonna come over here and kill this cactus, because fuck you, cactus. You'll notice sometimes when you slap an enemy, or when an enemy slaps you, you slap back. Different characters have a counterattack gauge. If you look at the bottom of the character stat sheet down there, you'll see the foot, the wing, the gun, the hand, the arrow, and I think that's like an explosion, that are in order their movement, how many panels they can move a turn, their jump height, their range, how many panels they can throw a unit, their amount of counterattacks per turn, and their critical hit chance. So where the Orc has the 1 next to the arrow, he can perform 1 critical hit per turn, meaning if 2 enemies were to hit him and he survived without dying, that he would counterattack 1 time. The fighter right here, little Mini-Me, you can see he has a number 2 by the arrow. That means that he can potentially counterattack twice per turn. Be that the same enemy in a counterattack fight, which is totally a thing that can happen, or 2 different enemies. Either way, he can attack up to, but no more than 2 times per turn. Now that's per turn, not per match, meaning every time you hit execute and the enemies perform their turn and you perform your turn, that you could counterattack that many enemies all over again.
I'm scared. I'll do my best.
There you go. Ride that witch like a surfboard. Have her run up here. We're gonna have her heal again. Have him use his sword skill, because the sword skill, the blade rush, gives you a little bit of range, whereas a regular attack has a range of 1 panel. The skill blade rush hits 3 targets in any direct line, so you know. we kind of want to be careful with the newbies here. They're still a little on the squishy side. We don't want to get anybody killed.
All men are my servants.
I mean, we could just revive them, but you know, like we want to try to level them up if we can.
Die!
Oh, so Killy learned a new weapon attack in the last video, I think. Phantom Punch, which is an interesting move. It's a fist-based skill that hits 3 targets directly in front in a row like that, you know, and it's whichever way you want to target.
Let's go.
It's useful for crowd control, clearing out groups of enemies that are like bunched up tightly together.
Die!
Oops. I want to pick up Chill. I want to throw her behind the imp so she can stab him in the back with a piece of bamboo. Poke. And she missed. And there we go. That was that's what I was talking about, a counterattack fight. You can see the imps also have 2 counterattacks, which means if you attack a target and that target counterattacks, and then you counterattack, if that target has multiple counterattacks, they can continue to counterattack until either one of you are dead or you run out of counterattacks. Late game, after you like really grind your characters, you can increase how many counterattacks they get per turn.
You okay?
And there are videos out there of people that have like 20 counterattacks on a character, and they get into what basically amounts to counterattack wars, where they just have slap fights with enemy characters just over and over and over and over and over until, again, somebody dies or runs out of counterattacks. It's fun to watch, but it's not anything you're going to see on this video for quite a while, because we're not going to be leveling our characters up like that for quite some time. We healed up after that match, and as you can see, it says receive the prize. We have a treasure chest over here, which means we have unlocked something. We have unlocked the brawny muscle because we have healed over 200 HP worth of health. All the items you receive from the hospital rewards are of the rare variety, which means you're always going to see that golden glow on them. Item rarity like affects how good that item is. The 3 levels are common, uncommon, and rare. Common items obviously are just your baseline items. Rare items, I want to say, have 25% more stats on them than their common variety, and rare items have 50% more. So this brawny muscle will increase our health, the health of whatever unit has it equipped, by 45. So a standard brawny muscle would probably increase health like around 30 points. It would be 50%. It would be 33% less than this, because 50% more of something would make it be 33% less than that total number. Math is fun. Oh, we have more items to get. There we go. We have a common orb, which is basically the same thing as the brawny muscle, but for magic users. It slightly increases SP and resistance. Okay, so that's it. That's all we got. We did not kill enough martial artists. We have not killed enough martial artists to complete that quest yet. I've got a few more minutes left on this recording, so what we're going to do,
where would you like to go, dude?
Is we're going to replay some older levels until we complete that quest. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's this Shriveled Vein is the mission with the brawlers. Yes. So, if you have a quest to kill a specific target and you're on a map where that target is available, it will show you quest. So we know, hey, I need to kill these guys. You have to kill them to complete the mission anyway, but, you know, it's like, hey, we really need to kill these guys. So, let's just throw everybody out. Again, have Seraphina hit that guy. Let's see, we're gonna have our mage throw. This is what we were talking about before, using characters lift and throw mechanic to reposition characters to give them a better opportunity to attack.
Leave it to me.
You can throw characters behind enemies so you can get back attacks, which do more damage. You can throw characters next to other characters, so you have that chance of team attacks. It's just a very interesting mechanic. It's a staple of Disgaea that's been around since the first game.
Say.
You can walk up onto another character instead of having that character lift you. You can actually walk onto a character and then have that character throw you. So we'll throw Killia here, and we'll let him take both of these guys out at once.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
You okay?
Now, the quest was to kill 3 monks. We killed our brawlers. We killed 2. So if we go back over here to review, you know, you can see where it now says that we've killed 2 out of 3, which means we need to kill another monk in order to complete that
Where
quest.
would you like to go, dude?
So, in typical RPG grindy fashion, we're going to go back to that level and we're going to replay it again. But Awf, you didn't heal between levels. It's okay. We're basically at a level where we can take this map on without too much difficulty, so we're not going to lose any sleep over not healing. But if anybody did like think that, or you know, actually say it out loud, good on you for catching that.
Let's go.
We're just gonna have Killia punch this barrel so he can keep his weapon level up. Let's see, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna throw Berry Melon over here so she can heal. Healers actually do get a small portion of experience from healing. So, you know, even though they're not actually out there killing things and doing a lot of damage, you can still slowly level them up by just having them heal up all the other characters. So we'll have her come over here.
Fire! Go! Die! Die!
Let's do this.
Start!
Say.
Throw her up here. Have her heal Chill. If she could get the kill, she might actually level up. Well, she didn't. Alright, so there we go.
I want more.
He wants more. Unfortunately, that's all he's going to get for now. Because that shows you that you've completed a quest. You don't directly get the reward. You have to go back to the quest guide to claim the reward. So we got a review. Shows a check mark saying, hey, yes, you have done everything required to turn this quest in. So we're going to do it. We're going to conclude it. And we get the reward of 1,000 Hell, which brings us up to 2,700. So now, we're going to see the medic heal everybody up. And there we have it. Learned a little bit more, taught you guys about classes, taught you guys about quests, did a little bit of grinding. We have a slightly bigger party now. We're getting there, guys. This is just the beginning, but we're gonna get there one day. So that's gonna be it for now. Time's running a little short here. I took a little bit longer than I wanted to creating the classes, but I really want to explain things as we go, so you know nobody's confused down the line. I don't want to skip over anything that I won't be able to explain later. So you know, one step at a time, baby steps, you know, until we get there. We're just not there yet. Gonna wrap this video up for now. I appreciate anybody who's watched. I appreciate everybody who's watched. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you check back for more videos in the future. I'm going to be playing a couple other things on this channel in tandem. I'm going to be taking turns recording different things and posting them throughout the week. So if you don't like what you see, check back later. You might see something different. If you do like what you see, keep watching and you'll eventually see more of it. Thanks, guys. See y'all next time.